Hey, what's up? It is the real deal with Courtney Harden. Another great episode. Women's History Month series continues, and I got a really great guest coming up here. Big friend of the show, and just a really just talented and fun. I mean, this woman is a good friend. I'll just say that, good friend of the show. But let's go. All right, welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal Podcast. Happy Thursday, March 13th. I'm your host, as always, Courtney Harden. This is the Real Deal Women's History Month series. I've had a lot of incredible women on the show so far. Still more great women coming up in the next 2 weeks. But I had to really bring in someone, like I said, that is a good friend. We met at Super Bowl in person, Super Bowl media role last year. So we got a lot to catch up on. So before I bring her on, you can follow the show on all podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, Apple, we're on the BS3 Network, Roku channel as well, BS3TVLive.com, YouTube. You can follow the show on at Get the Real Deal on all social media platforms. So, all right, without further ado, let me bring in this incredible woman here, Sarina Morales of We the Hobby. What's up, Sarina? Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
I'm here for the walkout music. I'm here
Yeah.
for that. Like, let's go.
Yeah, that beat, man. Yes. That I love that. I love that intro. That was an intro that they made that intro for me a couple years ago. So I just been rocking with it. So, but I know you love hip hop and beats and things like that. So it's only right. so thank you for coming on, friend. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Let's bring the energy. I made it Women's History Month. I got into March.
Yes.
A lot of women out there. So, I'm just like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. We got to celebrate you and celebrate other women, not just in March, but just in general, each and every day, 365, 24 hours. So you were definitely on the radar when I've done this series. You might have been on the series a couple years ago.
I didn't know if it was March when I was
right. So yes, exactly. So
Women's History Year.
Yeah, that's what it is. Every single year, for sure. So we got to celebrate you as well. So thank you for coming on. Like I said, you're one of my favorite people in this industry. So it was only right to get you on this this series here and catch up. So, but how are you doing? How's everything going? And you said you got the new We the Hobby. We can get into all that. But first and foremost, how are you doing and everything?
Yeah, I'm excited. This is like the second stage. This is like the trilogy, if you will. We started life all right. I grew up in the Bronx. I played baseball. We got to Syracuse. We traveled a little bit. We got on ESPN. We had the first chapter. Like, we're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun. Like, we want to watch more. I would say this is like the second part of this trilogy where I'm in the beef of the story for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because I have no idea. Like, some of the Thrones call me. I don't need it too crazy. Like, we don't need like the bloodbath scenes or none of that. But it's wow. This is where the main character of the story really starts to develop.
Yeah.
Like the beef. This is where the stew gets like cooked. I'm a mama now.
Yeah.
Being a mother is it just opened my world into different, like a completely different perspective. Nothing is about me anymore. It's all about my son.
Yep.
So shifting, first chapter was all about me. Second chapter is how do I keep this lovely little boy alive and also continue feeding myself, continue to feed the creative space, the career-driven woman, and also having fun with my son now. So that's where I'm at. This is the second part of the trilogy. That's how I'm going to put it.
the story continues.
Yes,
That's
saga.
how it is. Yeah. Yes, there's layers to these stories and of our journey and
Yeah.
stories. And as you said, you know, yeah, your mother, you have your son, and it's all about your son, and just, yeah, you raising him to be the best he can be, and everything too. So that's wonderful. And we talked about that at Super Bowl Media Row, how, like you said, it's just different perspective of how you look at life. And being, like you said, being a mother, that's the most important thing than anything else. So yeah, so it's a new chapter for you.
New chapter. I'm ready to go. I will have the most amazing. I probably already do, but like I am building the most amazing personality ever at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Like nothing will phase me, but also I will be so positive, loving. It's just a different me. Like it's like me with like some spice.
Yes.
Oh, we brought the broth, and now like the vegetables are cooking in the pot
Yes, you added those spices in there, and then now,
already.
yes, you're stirring it up all together. So yes, and then the next chapter, it would be the entree. It would be the whole thing. So for sure. We get it, right? We get it. So, but I'm glad that that everything is moving along and things like that. But now you are with We the Hobby. I see that in the background, and I noticed you've been there now, what, a year now, almost two.
You know what? It seems like a year. I
Hmm.
started I started in September working with them really full time. I was kind of freelancing a little bit towards the
Yeah,
beginning of the summer of 2024. And now here in 2025, right? The senior media director at We the Hobby. We the Hobby is a sports entertainment company. You see their logo behind me with one of the
yeah,
backdrops. I'm sitting in one of their studios. A sports entertainment company can mean a lot of things, right? Like ESPN, sports entertainment company,
yeah.
Fox Sports, right? Like we have that. This is this is like podcast on steroids. This
Mm,
is
yeah,
this is new for me. So it's not TV that we're streaming on. We're streaming on two different streams, Whatnot and Fanatics Live. It's
right,
all
right.
about cards. It's all about trying to pull some cards in front of me.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
pull something. Ugh. I'm just leaving the stream for 2 seconds. This is one of our repack products
Okay,
that
yeah,
Hobby has their own repack, but we're selling cards. Like we have, it's all about cards, sports memorabilia, in addition to sports cards at times. But you can join us on stream on Whatnot or Fanatics Live from 7 a.m. to almost 7 a.m. in the morning the next day. We usually wrap around 4 a.m., but we're live almost 24 hours a day. Two to three streams on Fanatics Live, three streams on Whatnot, a basketball show, a football show, general show, two baseball shows on Fanatics Live, and a football show. We really are kind of moving and grooving. I would say, as someone who came from the ESPN of the world, I was at the mothership at one point.
right.
This company is like the ESPN of streaming, of card breaking. But the CEO, Zach Stanley, sees himself and this company as a sports entertainment company. So we're not even
Mm,
limiting ourselves in the scope of all we do is go on stream and break open cards and rip open packs of cards. What
right.
we do is, there's so many of these card breaking companies out there now on Whatnot and Fanatics Live. And if you're not familiar, highly recommend checking out a stream because it's like its own madness and it's fun.
Mhm.
But this is, and why I appreciated joining the company is, we have an opportunity for 8 to 10 hours a day when one stream takes place for our host and our co-host to build a community. Like I think of Dan Lebitard, I think of like the Pat McAfee peeps that just kind of, they built their community, they built
Yeah.
their own. We are building our We the Hobby. We are inclusive, family friendly. We don't curse on stream. We love and respect people that are in the game. and we want to be as entertaining as possible, right? You have the opportunity now, whether you're watching TV or going on your phone and swiping through different websites, channels, you have the opportunity to if you're bored, Courtney's leaving. Like, mama's not.
Yeah.
Like, I got other stuff to do. I got 5
Right.
minutes, especially now as a mother.
Oh
Ain't
my
nobody
goodness,
got time to be- I'm
yeah.
like, 2 minutes. How am I using that time to feel better?
Right, right.
Well, I've got Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatnot, Fanatics Live. Like, if they are not entertaining, people will leave.
Just
And
go,
so
yeah.
it's really at the core of what we do is entertainment, because we have built a really strong community prior to me even being there. Kudos to everyone who was here before me, building a community. And now I'm here basically getting all of our on-air personalities, and we have 40 different on-air personalities
Wow.
who have different expertises, different skill sets to be their ultimate best. I am I give a shout out to Jerry Madelon, who was my mentor at ESPN, and he was the talent coach there for many years. I'm the talent coach, and I make sure that like our streams are fun.
Wow.
People want to hang with us because yes, at like the core of our job is we make revenue off of breaking open packs of cards, and that's a plus. But like that's people have to come in on the stream and hang with you and want to stay. Otherwise, you're like, this is boring. I'll go and buy. You can buy a pack of cards. You could go to any other stream. So I really do appreciate coming to a company that thinks of themselves bigger than even what others might think of us. But we will define ourselves as, right, you say it, it happens. We define ourselves as a sports entertainment company that streams on Whatnot and Fanatics Live, and the world is our oyster.
Yeah, right. No, I like I said, I knew when you announced that you were joining them, We the Hobby, and it is interesting that sports cards and memorabilia it's never left. I guess back in the day we used to think like, oh, I used to collect cards. I used to collect all types of basketball and football and baseball cards when I was young, and I mean, they've been my grandma. I got some of them, but my grandma threw a lot of them away from there. And they were, at that time, they were.
Grandma don't know what she did.
Just was tossing things away. But she did say, you got to get these cards out of here before I go. And then I never did. So that's a whole other thing. We could do a whole podcast on this or that, that part of cards.
You're gonna break some heart if people from the hobby here. Yeah. Oh yeah, grandma threw out cards. It'll be like that one of one card that was never found.
Yes.
Courtney Harden's grandma.
Yeah.
Up shop. Ooh, I'm like, oh my God. Now that I understand the value, like I'm really getting into space. Courtney, like yourself, I collected as a kid. Like I still have a box. My dad has it in his apartment, and he's telling me the same thing. Linda, you need to get rid of this stuff. But he now understands. I'm like, yo, I'm about to like go back. I have the Derek Jeter. Remember Derek Jeter cereal, the Frosted Flakes?
The Frosted Flakes one,
like, Derek Jeter Frosted Flakes times 1,000. So it was like 1,000 grams of sugar in that thing. I don't know how my parents let me eat that.
Right.
I still have the box. Like I used to collect like the newspaper clippings, all of that when the Yankees were on a tear in like the late 90s, 96 to the early 2000s. And I still have like the Daily News like front cover or that paper from when they won. But cards now have evolved. Like, so even when you talk about, I got cards from back then, now, and the way that like it's evolving to what Fanatics is doing, they have tops, like they own tops. These cards, Courtney, like I saw someone rip on our stream on baseball, a Mookie Betts card that had his cleat in the card. You have a cleat inside a card, and then like you can't even fit it in here because it's so thick. They have signed jersey, like a patch auto, so it's a jersey from a game, and the guy autographed it. It's such high level. Like we're really the different parallels to cards. Everything is so unique. To me, it's like owning a piece of art that grows in value depending on whoever lives on that card. Does. So yes, a Patrick Mahomes card is certainly going to be very valuable. But say you invest in like a rookie this year. That's why a lot of people in the hobby they look at the rookie draft and can they get that rookie card, right? So this game of kind of gambling, kind of like researching, kind of reading into, well, if they were coached here and they go to this team, this might increase the value. A Shohei Ohtani card has increased its value when he went from the Angels, that was not going to win a Super Bowl, a World Series, to the Dodgers. Right. Even before he won that World Series, his card value had gone up. And like, there's a card that exists that has a Shohei Ohtani Angels and Dodgers patches on in the card. So these cards have really evolved. They're fun. But to me, it's like owning a piece of art. It's like, if you get that 101, like, it doesn't exist anywhere else. You're the only human being that has this card. And I am waiting. I am my job even, and I'm waiting for the day that the sports fans like us that come from the reporting world and this space realize the value and the excitement that is also in card collecting, because I think they need to be together, and that's why we see ourselves as a sports entertainment company. Ooh.
Yeah, it is crazy how big, you know, cards and memorabilia has become, and he said has evolved. He said when we were growing up, I was really, I collect comic books, and I still have them. They're in my basement. I still have those in boxes. I got a lot of my cards still, but some of them did get thrown away, as he said. But I said, like, my Michael Jordan cards. I still got like Scottie Pippen and all these cards, Magic Johnson cards, and I just collect them and had them in binders and you know, the sleeves and all that. So I was a huge card collector. I had stopped over the years because, you know, at that time cards started getting expensive, but I used to always go to the card store, the sports card store, and get I don't know if they still have it though. It was called Beckett. It was the Beckett magazine where you look up the value of your card. I'm like, oh, I got all these cards, but then you have to put send them in to, you know, to get.
Let me find out, Courtney. Let me find out.
I know. You know, to get authenticated and for the value and all that. Yeah, I collect cards for years as a kid and teenager, but now it's like I said, it's evolved, and we have all these, you know, like I said, with sports gambling, card collecting, memorabilia collecting, auction, all these things are coming together. I'm like, I wonder how much the value of my cards are now, because like I said, I got them in the basement. So
I'm curious too, to be quite honest with you. We could just have an episode of Courtney goes to his closet.
Yeah, go to the closet.
What's in there?
What's in this car? What's in this comic book now? And things like that. But no, it's cool to see it has evolved from what it was when we were growing up. You brought up the entertainment factor of it too, and you said buy boxes of cards, and it's like, oh my goodness, I got to get this whole set. Collecting, and I'm going to collect this whole set of cards. Like, how has that evolved? You said from entertainment standpoint, and you kind of brought up like Pat McAfee and Dan Le Batard, how they have taken what media is. How that coincides with sports card collecting, the media side of it. How would you say that's evolved?
Because a lot of these streams go on again for 8 to 10 hours at a time.
Yeah.
So you got to work a room. You got to get the audience up to even buy the cards, to want to buy the cards. So there is, you know, this side of the hobby that is selling. You are actively selling.
Yeah.
But when you go to a coffee shop and you go in there, it takes a second. What do I want to order? Right? Unless you're a regular.
Yeah.
You go in, we work with our on-air personalities that go, Courtney, getting that latte? Got the latte? You're gonna get something different? You wanna get something else? You wanna get a pumpkin bread, right? So, but you now are like, I'm part of a community. I feel welcomed, and they know what I want. Oh, you're looking for your Philly fan? You want that Jalen Hurts? It's on the table. There's a chance you have an opportunity to do that. And while we get the Courtneys of the world into the streams, you could pick, are the Eagles running it back? How realistic is that happening? Who did they pick up in free agency that's going to support this cause? Are the Chiefs able to get back to where they were? Or does that change completely? Does, you know, who is that dark horse that might make a difference this year in the NFL? A lot of interesting moving parts. You know, we're in free agency craze right now. What do the Dallas Cowboys do? Like,
or not do?
Right? Like, Cooper Kupp was just released from the Rams. Like,
right.
I'm waiting for that to come on my phone right now. You know,
where's he going? Yeah.
Very interesting. The Ravens picking up D-Hop. Was that enough to push him over the edge? You know, so just thinking of how we as fans, does Bosa change the Bills enough to defeat the Chiefs? This all has to do with the value of the card, right?
Yeah.
Bosa could be a Von Miller for the team, or he could be the person that sacks Mahomes 5 times and the Bills get to the Super Bowl next season. That changes the trajectory of a Josh Allen card. When that dude gets a Super Bowl, people are invested. It all comes to this. It's basically, like I said, turning on an ESPN and watching a Pat McAfee. Now we are in real time every day. I'm watching film with our on-air personalities, getting them up to speed on, this is where you could pivot. Let's think about this because people are in the room wanting to buy this product or not, right? Some people didn't want to buy the Colts for a while. We don't know what's going on with Anthony Richardson. Well, who's to say that Daniel Jones now steams things up for Anthony Richardson? He has a better year. Or does Daniel Jones finally have his moment with the Colts because the coaching staff just works right? He's had a couple years under his belt. The team is better suited than what was going on with the Giants. That is entertainment. And people coming in and getting to in real time. Imagine you have Pat McAfee, and I'm just giving this idea away to ESPN, but they have a real-time chat where Pat McAfee is taking questions on a constant basis, and it's on TV. We want to, I believe that our company will be, is capable of being on television. Like, we have the entertainment to put us there while people can also buy cards. Like, that's the next level where it's almost like thinking about, when you start stretching, you can only do one stretch, you can only do this, right?
Yes.
But then all of a sudden you're like, oh, hold up. I'm doing this so well now I can stand up and I can lean forward. So that's like, the media landscape is still so limited. There's so much more we can do. And as you know, anyone that knows me, Mama is already like, yo, what's next? Like, what can we do better? That's happened, So this is, I feel like, a perfect spot for me to land.
Oh my goodness, definitely a perfect spot. It's like what I've known of you is definitely a perfect spot. It's bringing you and the Weed Hobby together. You said entertainment, sports, and then collectibles, anything like that. Yeah, that's So congratulations on that, and also your coaching. You're doing some coaching there too. Like So that's how's that been? Like like you said, like talent coach, I guess you could say, and just helping the brand grow.
Yeah. I actually revisited things that I had experienced throughout my life as a reporter and on-air personality. All the coaching that I had, I've had way more coaching than most people on air because I was not the first pick in the draft. I was never the shiny object. I was always at the bottom, like last picked in gym class. Well, I was always first picked in gym class, but I was always last picked in this space. I didn't have the connections. I didn't have the amount of time other people had built up. And so I had a lot of coaching, and I was constantly seeking for help, support, ideas, tell me what I can do to be better. And to now reflect, for example, speaking from your diaphragm. People still speak from their throat instead of their stomach, really. And when you do that, you can project more. You're not speaking to someone on like in your living room, like hanging out, like you would talk like this. It would be a lot lower. But I'm gonna speak here because I'm on the Courtney Harden show. I'm here hanging out. This is a level of expectation that it would be so weird, Courtney, if I was next to you and I'm talking at this level. It would be exhausting for you and myself. But we're not. This is people are coming to sit as an outsider. Well, that they need to be way more entertained than what's happening next to them for them to engage.
Right.
So that's what, like, your energy, the way that you smile, the way that you feel, like, that is all. I depended on that for my success. also I was with the best people in the industry. So learning from them and also finding my space, not to compete with them, but to go, they're taking care of that. But you still need someone to mow the lawn. And I'm here the lawn needs to look good. It's the first part of your house. You want people to come in, I'll take care of that. Then they come in, and then, the LeBron interviews, the Tom Brady's. I'm not going to compete with my Sports Center coworkers when they have way more years in the game. But if you were looking for something different, this is where I'm at. And so to be a coach has really had me reflect a lot in my career of what helped me succeed. And every single on-air personality is so different here. Some people's strengths are other people's weaknesses and vice versa. And to be able to individually work with people and go, I just saw you shine. You just found your spot. It does. I understand what teachers get when or a coach gets when they get that student to learn how to do math, right? To add, for a kid to hit a home run, they weren't using their legs properly and their waist to get the power. That sometimes it's these small little tweaks. It's so gratifying. It's been really, really cool to be able to coach young people here. That's my favorite part of the job, honestly.
No doubt. Yeah, because I just saw that you said you had put your two loves together, We the Hobby and Syracuse University as well. That was what was it, the March Madness jams thing that you did, and it's a special guest. So I saw that. Talk about that. It's almost kind of like I saw some of the things you were doing there. It was that like the coaching you were doing also. It was like you guys had your company, you guys were just in full force, but you was in, like you said, he was back home. He was like in Syracuse too. So it's like, yeah, I was like, oh, that's two loves for Sarina too.
Yeah. Syracuse University, where I went to school, Newhouse, represent. We were able to stream live for the first time at Newhouse. So I spoke to Olivia Stomsky, who oversees the sports media department at Newhouse. We used their space to put on a live show. And I worked with Syracuse Athletics. Shout out to John Wildtack, who's the athletic director there, and Andre Sims, who was my point of contact to help. We had Chance Westry, who's a Syracuse University basketball player. We had a number of different athletes from the volleyball, soccer team, football team come on and speak to our on-air personalities. And again, this is where we set the bar even higher for what these streams look like, because not only are people coming in to buy into these breaks, to buy cars because they're collectors, they're in the hobby, they're investors. They also want to be entertained. So now we are bringing in interviews in real time and also doing this. It was such a dynamic show. I'm really proud of Jamal and Aaliyah, the talent that we used that day for the Syracuse University live show. Two Black on-air talent together, professional. We're one of the only on-air companies in breaking that also has women and Black on-air personalities successfully doing this job. So it's really exciting. We care about diversity. We care about women representation. This company kind of, again, Syracuse University, and being able to go there, and my company also getting to see the level that Syracuse University treats these types of events vice versa was so cool. I can't wait to do more like that. But again, baby steps where you are going to hear about We the Hobby more. We are going to be up in here.
I cannot wait. I follow. So it's just you said, just seeing the growth and continue the growth. And you said I'm trying to get back, maybe to collecting some things too. You might have convinced me to get back into opening cards and things. I do miss those. That sometimes just getting a box, open a pack of cards, and see what you're gonna get in it, and what that is too. So the hobby in itself of collecting cards has grown, like you said. It's so much. It's so different now, and because now you could like look online and see what the value of certain things are as well. How have you seen that since you've been in it? Have you seen the growth of that? And I got to talk about Fanatic Fest too, because I know that's coming up soon as well.
That was you just answered two questions in one.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
To get the two in the same room, that's what Fanatics Fest did last year. Fanatics
Mhm.
Fest, first time ever done. I think people at Fanatics, obviously, like a Michael Rubin, sits in both spaces in the celebrity and sports, and he goes to the Super Bowl and he goes to all these sporting events, right? But then also is aware that this hobby exists and there are collectors and cards and players that are interested in their
Yeah.
cards.
Oh yeah.
And to me, again, and I've never talked to Michael Rubin, but like it's a piece of art. You're holding a piece of art. So the first time this, I'm sure he saw it the same way. We're looking at the hobby and sports as one, not separated. These are not separated rooms.
Right.
Open concept now. You ever watch HGTV? We are not bedroom, hallway, railroad apartment. This is everybody's all on the same house. We're all
Yeah.
sharing the same food. This is a buffet style fest, you know? So it was powerful. I think this year, coming up in June, back at the Jacob Javits Center, We the Hobby will be there. I am excited. We are making plans now of what's to come for what we do to add to Fanatics Fest. But that is basically where we are headed as a hobby. We are growing in the sports world together. The sports world is not up here and the hobby is not back here. We are starting to find where we're walking in unison with each other. Not there
Yes.
yet, but I
But
see
we'll
it
get
being
there.
there.
Yes, you'll get there for sure. Yeah, I was the Fanatics Fest. I missed it last year. I'm trying to go as a media member this year. We'll see
All
how
right, I'll be
that.
looking for you, Courtney.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. If I've tried, so I put in for the credentials, just waiting to see. I know it's not until June, but that looked like that like you said, it had celebrities. It was
Yeah.
sport, personalities, sports personalities. It was a lot of different people there, and then the fans. The fans were just, I know they had panels, they had game types things. It just looked like a fun experience. So I said, I gotta get a piece of that. I gotta go in and just check it out. If not, I go as a fan for sure.
Yeah. It's only, I can only imagine from what it was in its first year and that
Yeah.
being so successful,
Yes.
what this year's iteration of it looks like and how much more the hobby will have a place in on those main events where celebrity is now completely overlapping the hobby. I'm expecting to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, yes, definitely, definitely. All right, just got a couple more. Like I said, I know want to definitely keep this the time. We like I said, we've talked for hours before and everything too. So, but I know you said you probably got some other things you got to
I
do.
gotta coach talent, Courtney.
Yeah, you got to coach some talent. Yes, you coach. Yes, I'm the talent, so you can coach, right? But if someone was to, you said check out. You kind of explained it earlier, but if someone was to get on and say, "Hey, I want to get into being a maybe a sports card collector, or I want to be a personality to do what you do,"
Mhm.
what would you say to them? If they wanted to work for We the Hobby too, or to be coached or anything like that, if they want to get into this part of the business, what would you say to them?
Apply online because we listed on LinkedIn. So
There you go.
contact Sam Mitchell in HR, and he will gladly submit a reel over to Mama, where Mama will
Mhm.
review the reel and give some good feedback. Seriously, we are always looking for the most talented on-air personality. So if you're looking to get into this space, if you're new to the business, old to the business, want to get into cards, first time really working on camera, we are looking for that it factor, and I've tried to put words to what it factor is.
Right.
Energy, I am the party, I am the room. You welcome someone into your home and they are ready to not only sink into your comfy couch with a little cafecito, but with a pillow. Like, tell me more about what's happening. I want to know more. What
Yeah.
happened to Piti? Like, what does she do? So I am always eager to find the newest, unique personalities in this space that are eager to learn cards. They don't have to come from the card industry. They just need to be hungry to learn. And that can be anybody. We have former cops, we have former Marines on here. It's not just people who came from Newhouse who I've hired to be on-air personalities. The people who have come here and been successful come from all walks of life.
Yeah, as you said, the diversity,
Yes.
women, who they said whoever's the most qualified,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I love that. I love that. All right, last one. Always got to ask is Women's History Month, as we talked about, of highlighting you. What would you say is Women's History Month or Women's History Year? What does that mean to you on a personal and professional level?
On a professional level, Women's History Year.
Yes.
Just I'm going to change the branding. Sorry, Hallmark. As a professional, it has been so exciting to see where women's voices have not only we have the cojones to say whatever freely now in a safer environment. I can say Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, or he is not the greatest shooter of all time. And I can say that, and people aren't going to go back to the kitchen, right? I can say that. And if anyone said anything to me, I'd be like, I will see you cook me a burger. Like I assume, and again, I've been in the industry longer than maybe newer women coming in, but there is an assumption with experience that women have a safer time speaking their mind without being completely attacked. Because the first time I ever said anything that was of an opinion, I got shot down so hard until I just stopped caring and I just built the years up. We talked about this. I think Yogi Berra is the greatest Yankee of all time.
Right.
I don't fear anyone coming at me because I know so much about the Yankees and Yankees history and baseball that I don't really care if someone wants to disagree with my genius opinion, right? Because we as women have succeeded in so many ways over the years very quickly. So to me, that's one huge win for women in the space.
Yeah.
In my professional space. Women as a whole, I think this is a very scary time. I think it's difficult to talk about the difficulties that women will experience over the next handful of years, because I've seen sometimes in our real lives, we find that we need to not be ourselves. The filter, the injections, the need to look a certain way, the weight. I mean, Ozempic is like Kleenex. Like people buy Ozempic the way they buy tissues.
Yeah, right.
We are putting so much pressure to look a certain way, and I worry as someone who is in the space, especially who is judged, criticized, whatever the word is, in a visual medium that we work in. Like, I always believe you come professional. There's one thing to be like the best looking person on the face of the earth. That's completely subjective. But we need to come polished. We need to look like, she showered today. She washed her hair. She came professional. There's a big difference. And women are still, and this is not just in the professional world, in our day-to-day lives, highly, very much judged in that space where I almost see us going backwards. And that's where I fear that we start to find we are healthy. There was a moment where people were just all sizes, and it was a very different time. I don't know if we went backwards a little bit on the social support of women. and that scares me. But professionally, in the context of sports reporting, I believe that we have made huge strides. The Mina Kimes of the world have changed the way that we are respected in this industry.
Yeah.
But in the real world, a single mom raising a child, what that bounce back looks like, how many times you do push-ups, what you eat, what you don't eat, what we look like. I don't know if that's exited the conversation.
No, that's very well said. And as long as I'm here, as long as I'm on this earth, I'm going to do my part to really highlight and just to celebrate that you said Women History Year, and whatever I can do and have this, as long as I have this platform and this space, I'm going to do my part as an ally, as a friend, as a colleague, whatever it is, whatever I can do, I'm going to continue to keep doing this. So Sarina, it's always great catching up with you. I'm so glad that we got to do this. And I can't even tell you in how many words how much I really respect, admire, and all the things you do professionally and personally. So I just, yeah, kudos to you and so much respect for you and everything you got going on and many blessings and all that. So I really appreciate the friendship. And yeah, we'll definitely have to meet in person again at a show
See you
near
at Fanatic
you.
Fest. See
Yeah,
you.
yes, for sure. I'll definitely let you know on that front too. And again, I can't thank you enough for doing this and taking the time for this. So again, I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. Holler at me soon.
I will.
Yeah, we got lots of months because it's a whole year now that I've created
Yes,
women's.
the whole year. Yes, we got so much to get to. We got so many things to
Uh,
talk about and catch up on. So, but again, I really appreciate it and enjoy the rest of the week and all the upcoming weeks. And yeah, we'll probably see each other very soon. So, thanks again. Really appreciate it. All right, well, that's a wrap for the show. That's Sarina Morales, as I say, Morales, on the Real Deal podcast. So until next time, you guys stay safe and always God bless.